Okay, now we are going to continue from paragraph 8. Paragraph 8, I find this information experiment in which healthy human volunteers had painful injection into their skin, muscles and fascia showed that while nerves in the skin and muscles produce focused, localized pain, the network of nerves in fascia is linked to the radiating pain, one that is more difficult to pinpoint. Right now, we can understand here they have used healthy volunteers. Now, why they use healthy volunteers? We have to find the answer for that. But if we look what we learned about the healthy volunteers used for experiment, we know that drug testing, phase 1 clinical trial, we use healthy volunteers. But this is different. This is not drug testing. Then we have to understand something different than drug testing, why they use healthy volunteers. Also, if you look what kind of pain generated, so we can see one is focused, localized pain. Focused, localized pain is one type of pain. That means pain is just at one place, and the other type of pain is called a radiating a pain. Radiating pain. Second one is a radiating pain. So radiating pain is a type of pain which can spread around a large area, not restricted to one point. How we can understand this type of pains? This can be done if only the person can express the type of pain he get and also the severity of the pain. So we can say mild pain to a very severe pain, and within that range we can decide a pain. This kind of diffuse pain is featured of several chronic. Then, if we have this kind of radiating pain that also known as diffuse pain, it's a chronic pain disorders, including fibromyalgia, which some studies have linked to inflammation of the fascia. Now we can understand here the type of pain explain us type of inflammation or type of conditions. So keep in mind, we are going to answer the questions. Explain why healthy human volunteers use in this experiment rather than animals. Paragraph 8. So we give an answer for this question. Number one, if we recruit healthy volunteers for the experiment, they can give written consent, which is one hand ethical now, because they come voluntarily and they give their willingness to participate this experiment, and we can justify this is ethical. The second point, they are healthy and have no other diseases, as such no effect on experimental result. They can describe the type of pains. Animal cannot explain the pain. So here I try to understand. I try to uh, come up with the idea, the type of pain. So it's a diffuse pain, radial pain, a localized pain, and it's a mild pain or a severe pain. Like all the information can be clearly expressed by healthy volunteers. And last thing we should keep in mind, the pain is helping to understand for the scientists type of disorder. Next, paragraph 9. Body respond by altering the composition of facial nerves to become more sensitive to pain. Now, this is very interesting thing. A person has an inflammation, fascia is inflamed, uh, then the pain is the most common thing, and this pain is increasing. So body respond by altering the composition of nerve. How we can understand more sensitive to pain? We know that nerves, they can't multiply, they can't proliferate. The nerves, number of nerves remain as same. But how they increase their sensitivity, how can they detect more pain? This we should understand by this sentence. In rats, the percentage of nociceptive fibers, pain receptors that respond to harmful stimuli in the fascia increase from 4% to 15%. Okay, that's a very interesting point. In rats, the percentage of nociceptive fibers, pain receptors that respond to harmful stimuli in the fascia increase from 4% to 15%. This explains receptors that respond to harmful stimuli increase. Okay, there is another potential question, but that question is not that difficult for you. Percentage increase. Now, if I ask you what is the percentage increase, 4% to 15%, you should able to calculate. Okay. First, we solve this small question. What is the percentage increase? After that, we try to understand the pain receptors that respond to harmful stimuli, how the pain receptors increase, and how the effect of pain receptors increase the level of sensitivity to pain. We try to answer. Okay, the percentage of nociceptive fibers, pain receptors that respond to harmful stimuli in the fascia increase from 4% to 15%. Now we try to calculate it. So different we take first. Different is 15 minus 5. That is 11. And then original value is 5. 5 is the initial, 4 is the initial value. So 11 divided by 4 multiplied by 100, 275. That means 275% increase uh, the nociceptive receptors. Nociceptive is a pain receptors. Right. Next question, question number 8, suggests how the changes in composition of nerve produce an action potential by activating nociceptors. So here we consider nociceptors are the nerve endings. So these receptors are specialized for detection of the pain, and we call them nociceptors. Now look at this picture. When you look at this picture, you can see different cells of the immune system, uh, macrophage, neutrophil, and mast cells. You know, when there is an inflammation, these cells are there for phagocytosis and also networking through cytokine. And what you can see here, which is not much familiarized to you, these things are called collectively cytokine. Over the time, when the inflammation is going on, the cells come into the site and they secrete cytokines. And you can see this nociceptor neuron, and they increase their receptors for different chemicals. So you can see an array of receptors for different chemicals. So I think composition is altering. When you say composition of nerve produced, that means they produce more complementary receptors for many different chemicals. As a result, the nerve ending can produce generator potential, and this generator potential finally lead to one action potentials. So the answers, different receptors express four different chemicals, cytokines. So chemicals are complementary to each receptors, and they can bind to the receptors and they can activate receptors such as ligand-gated sodium channel. Each receptor make a generator potential, and generator potential generate one action potential. So action potential, frequency, and the generation period, that mean action potential frequency increase, then sensory nerve make one action potential, and the stimulus going to the brain and central nervous system, and it communicate continuous pain. Okay, paragraph number 10 is a general information, and I didn't see any kind of uh, potential question from this. Paragraph 11. Paragraph 11, we can find a very specialized fascia called thoracolumbar fascia. This thoracolumbar fascia is responsible to support low